She the queen, yeah, that's Queen Esquire. Legal trouble, she getting you out the fire. Another dame, she solving another case. Cause she litigate with dignity and grace. She the queen, yeah, that's Queen Esquire. Legal trouble, she getting you out the fire. Another dame, she solving another case. Cause she litigate with dignity and grace.
Hello, litigators and opinionators. Court is now in session. Y'all, we just recently celebrated Valentine's Day. You know, women are out there, men are out there searching for their love and searching, sadly, in all the wrong places. This online dating, guys, is continually showing us the dangers associated with it, y'all. So let's get into this crazy story. This story happened in Chicago, y'all. My gosh. So this young lady, she's over here looking for love. You know, Valentine's just ended. She like, I'm going to go get my boo thing, right? She goes online, goes on them dating apps, and she comes across this monster right here on the screen. And you will not believe the nerve and the audacity of this man, y'all. Don't you know he kidnapped this girl and had her in his basement where his mother lives, in the basement of his mother's house. I'm like, how in the world was he able to have this girl in the basement of his mother's house without her knowing? That girl must have been in some serious fear, y'all, for her life, because if I'm in somebody's basement knowing the mom is in there, you know I'll be screaming all kinds of left and right. So she must have been really scared. So Chicago area man tied up, beat a woman he met on a dating app, the police say. And this is the guy. So what ends up happening, y'all, he has this girl in the basement, right? But then he takes her to the gas station. I don't know where he was taking her, but he goes and takes this girl to the gas station. She goes into the little liquor store. And she tells the employee, she's like, hey, help me. I'm kidnapped. She had all these bruises on her. She had bruises on her wrist. I guess he had tied her up. And so she's asking for help. And the employees are like trying to stall and try to get her help until he comes in. This monster comes in there, right? And he tells the girl it's time to go. Now, I don't know what he did to get this girl afraid. If I'm in here with two employees and this guy trying to tell me to go, you know, I'll be screaming, saying, oh, heck no, I'm not going. I'll be screaming, running all over the place, right? But she complies, goes back into the car. So when she goes back into the car, they take a picture of his license plate, give it to the authorities, and they end up finding out. Guys, don't you know this dude was in there driving his mother's car too? This don't make any sense. This don't make any sense, y'all. He's driving his mother's car, and he has this girl that he kidnapped from a dating app that he met, and he's harboring her in his mother's house. How in the world? Y'all let him make sense, because this is not making sense to me. I don't know. The mom is claiming she didn't know, but I don't have questions about that mom. So here he is on the surveillance. But let's get into the story. A man is accused of tying up a woman he met on a dating app and beating her in the basement of his mother's Illinois home, police said. The suspect, who has not been identified by police, was arrested in Riverdale on Monday and charges are pending. Police said the suspect had been holding the woman there against her will since Sunday. Okay, so that was like 2 days. Well, that was yesterday. So they found her today. So she was there for one full day in that house. I'm wondering, guys, if you meet anybody on a dating app, don't go to their house. I don't know. They must have had a date and then he just kidnapped her, y'all. The suspect allegedly forced the woman to make a purchase from an auto parts store. So after he kidnaps her, right? I don't know if they went on a date, then she went to the parent mom's house. Never go to anybody's house, y'all. Just don't do it. But he ends up, he kidnapped her, left her in his basement or whatever, tied her up. Then he broke his broke self. How you living with your mom and you kidnap some girl to have her go buy you some auto stuff from the auto parts store? You don't have any money? A low down dude. Well, it makes sense because he don't even have his own place living with his mom. So he takes this girl that he kidnapped to an auto parts store and he tells her to buy him something there with her credit card or whatever. The nerve, y'all. This is some scary stuff. So police were alerted to the pair after they were spotted at an auto parts store on Sibley Boulevard in Dalton. It was there that the suspect allegedly sent the woman into the store to make a purchase. So he sends her in there. Thank God she got lucky that this dude was broke, busted, and disgusted, because that was her leeway to get into that store. He's in the car, right, while she's making a purchase. So while she's in there, she's trying to get help. She's telling the employees, look, I need help. I've been kidnapped. She's showing them all her bruises. It's a complete mess in there, y'all. So, oh my gosh, guys. So once inside, the woman appearing bruised and she was battered. He had been beating her in that basement. That's what I'm saying. How the heck did the mom not hear this? Y'all, I have questions about that mom. So she's a bruised and battered, approached the cashier to plead for help. So when she gets in there, she goes straight to the cashier. She tried to get help. At some point, the suspect cut her off and forced her into a white vehicle before driving away, according to the station. Dang, that's why I'm like, dang, I wouldn't have got into that car. I would have been like, oh, heck no. I'm out the car now. I'm going to be screaming, crying all over the place. That's why I'm wondering, did he have a gun or something? Police tracked the vehicle to a Riverdale home where it was found parked outside. The woman was found tied up in the basement, and the suspect was arrested. So after she's trying to get help in there, talking to the cashier, bruised and battered, he comes in there and gets her. He takes her right back to his mama's house. I'm like, how did the mom not know? Is there a way to get into that house without going into that living room? Because I'm like, I don't understand how he did not encounter his mom with this girl with bruises all over her, crying and scared. I don't get it. I feel like that mom was accomplice. That's just my opinion, y'all. My humble opinion. I think that mom is kind of shady. She up here lying to the police talking about she don't know, but I don't believe her one bit. Okay. So the police, they track her down because luckily the cashier and the employee, they were smart. They took a picture of that license plate. They weren't playing, y'all. They give that to the police. They track it down. They find her tied up in the basement, and the suspect was arrested. Thank God she's still alive. Okay. Thank God she was still alive that long. Police said the suspect's mom allegedly did not know what was going on in her basement. Oh, wow. I don't believe it. I don't believe it one bit. I'm sorry. I don't believe that woman. Investigators believe the woman may have been, guys, they think she was RAPE. They think she was sexually assaulted. A rape kit is being administered to the woman. Dang, that is messed up, y'all. Dang, she just went on a dating app just to meet somebody. And this dude, that's what I'm saying. Y'all need to stop going to these people's houses. If you're going to go on the online dating route, I've been covering a lot of these stories, and it's just a lot of the online stuff is just very disturbing. But don't go to these people's house, y'all. You're setting yourself up. Once you get in that house, man, you're done. And it makes no sense that the mom didn't know. I just don't believe that mom. That mom is lying. I don't believe her. And you know that the son's not going to tell that his mom knew. So he was up in there holding that woman against her will since Sunday. That is a hot mess. Okay, thank God he was broke, though. Made her go in there and try to use her money to pay for some auto parts, whatever. This fool. Guys, this fool is a mess. Let's watch this news here. They did a good job of covering it because they actually interviewed the employee that encountered the woman. They're not identifying who the woman is, so we're not going to see a picture of her yet, guys, but we'll see as this case develops. She is a victim, so I'm pretty sure she doesn't want her picture out there. But all we had was that still shot. But let's hear from the employee who witnessed this whole ordeal.
App danger. Police are hoping you'll take caution after hearing one woman's harrowing story. Tia Ewing spoke with the man who helped to save her, and she has more from Dalton tonight.
A woman walked into this advanced auto parts store on Sunday evening and told workers that she was being held against her will after meeting a man on a dating app.
Sitting at the register, and she came and told me, she said, this guy sent me to get an engine check, but he kidnapped me Saturday. He had me ever since Saturday night because I met him on the app. She said he had a gun, so that's why we didn't want to try to lock in. We didn't want him to try to shoot through the glass or anything like that.
We blurred her face, but this surveillance picture shows the woman inside the advanced auto parts store in Dalton Sunday at around 5 in the evening. She walked in first and alerted workers that she was being held against her will.
Yeah, she had some bruises on her neck, and she had a dog bandages around her finger.
She was bruised, bloody, and bandaged. saying she met her kidnapper on a dating app. The workers tried to stall for as long as they could to call police.
My coworker was kind of stalling, but he told her to come on and get back in the car and let's go.
But minutes later, this man walked into the store on Sibley Boulevard. He's been identified as the suspect by Dalton police, and he told the woman it was time to leave. That's when the quick-thinking workers wrote down the license plate.
But they was pulling off. I told my coworker we're gonna write the license plate down. He wrote the license plate down and he called the police from there.
Dalton police enlisted the FBI to track the woman down. Police put out this picture of the white Chevy Venture with Illinois plates. It was registered to a woman. They were able to track it to a home in nearby Riverdale Monday afternoon. They found their suspect and the woman. She said she was hit over the head and tied up in the basement.
Well, I'm just glad we help somebody else and save from being harmed or anything more than whatever happened to her already.
That man was driving his mother's van. The mother was home when this woman was being allegedly held captive in her basement. She had no idea. As for the suspect, he's now in police custody, and that woman is being checked out at the hospital. Those charges could be coming against that suspect as soon as tomorrow morning. From Dalton, Tia Ewing, Fox 32 Chicago.
Like Google was my idea said. I'm sorry, y'all. I know this sounds extreme, but I have been covering a lot of these dating apps. If y'all been subscribed to me, we talked about a lot of cases. Y'all honestly leave the dating apps alone. And if you're going to do it, because I know everybody has their own decisions in life, stop going to these people's houses. People are too trusting. A lot of people are so quick to go to people's houses you don't know. And this is the type of tragedies that happen. There's a lot of predators online. I looked up this article to look up some of the dangers, and just looking at that ABC News, look what happened. He's over here driving his mom's car. The poor girl going in there all bruised and battered. The employee over here. The employees were the smarter ones based upon that article. I mean, on this news video from Fox News, is that they went and they got that license plate. Thank God. But it could have been worse. This whole thing could have turned out worse. But like Google was my idea says, I just don't think it's safe to be on the dating apps, man. I was about to give dating apps another chance because I haven't been on a dating app, y'all, in 2 years. And then I see another story. I'm like, you know what? Forget it. I'm not going to go on a dating app. I just rather meet somebody organically. And not to mention, you could encounter dangerous people just organically as well. But at least you can read their demeanor. You can see them right there and assess them and see who they are. But here's some common online dating dangers that you have to be aware of. There's scammy online dating apps and sites. There's a lot of scammers on there, especially those free dating apps. Beware of the free dating apps, y'all. The free ones are the more dangerous ones because of the simple fact that, anybody will just go on there. Scammers are not going to be trying to pay any money. Okay. So if you go on the free dating apps, you're opening yourself up to a can of all kinds of worms in there and all kinds of wolves and sheep clothing. There's a lot of just dangerous people. So if you're trying to really do an online dating thing, find the ones where you're going to pay. You'll get a better, more quality supply of people who are really looking for love. If you're on those free ones, like Plenty of Fish and all that stuff, and not to mention if you pay, you still come across some scammers, but you'll have a better chance if you get the paid apps. Another issue is catfishing. A lot of people aren't who they say they are. They can literally hide behind a screen. When you meet someone face to face, organically, you can actually look at them, assess their demeanor, how they are, their body language. And if you have that spirit of discernment, you could discern, some eerie feelings about them. But if you're just meeting them online, you don't know what picture you're looking at. It could have been some random person they found online. So if you're going to do that, you're going to have to take their pictures and go ahead and do that reverse search. I guess they have like a reverse search database, whatever, where you can plug in the photo and then see if that's really a legit photo. But there's an issue with catfishing online. There's sex offenders on dating apps. Look, this is what happened to the girl in this case. She was with some guy who literally, violated her physically, tied her up, took advantage of her, beat her. This is sad, guys. And if you've been subscribed to me, y'all know this is not the first case we talked about online dating. We've already covered a couple of cases just this year alone, which is kind of scary, about online dating. Oh, there's people that will steal your personal information. That's another risk of online dating, and stealing money from you. Another scary thing. And you'll also have those people who are trying to hurry up and marry you for a green card. You got those folks on there too. You just all kinds of scams on there, y'all. I'm just saying, if you do the online dating, you're just going to have to be more careful. And if you do, I would say try to find the paid apps, because those are people who are more than likely they're looking for real love. Okay. Let's take a look at this article. I wonder if you guys can see this. Let me see. You can see. Oh no, let me show you this. I just want to look at some more of the research. This is 2023. So I found this article here. Is online dating dangerous in 2023? Dangers and risks of online dating. How dangerous is online dating in this year alone? The answer to this question might depend on who you ask. One thing is sure, there are dangers associated with online dating, such as meeting people you don't know who want to take advantage of you financially or emotionally or physically, if you know what I mean, what that man did to this poor girl in this case. Also, there are other online dating dangers related to risks that you might not think of. Okay, so y'all got to be careful. Be careful. Beware of, before you dive into the online dating, they're going to clarify some dangers. Let's see, what do they got here? It's not to say that you shouldn't try it out, but you got to be very careful. There's too many people that trust individuals online way too quick. Take precautions. First do a FaceTime with them. Say, hey, can I do a FaceTime with you? Can I get to know you first? Get to know them. And then do not ever go anywhere into their house or them into your house. There's too many of these cases here of these people getting taken out by going into closed personal buildings and cars and houses. Just don't do it, y'all. Stop doing it. There are thousands of online dating sites and apps that people use to meet each other. There are some online dating apps and sites, however, which are completely fake, y'all, and their only goal is to get your money. You got to also be careful about the scamming dating profiles that are trying to get your money. They will do this by making their profiles look completely real, y'all, with fake profile images, fake background images, and fake reviews. So be careful. They will also make you think you are talking to a real person when in fact it's just an online dating app scam. There's a lot of scams online. So make sure you do your due diligence and check the online dating company that is running the app or the site before signing up for new online dating. So there are some sick predators online. For example, the catfishing, we talked about that. It's scary, y'all. Even if you just new to online dating, it's always a good idea to ask for their Facebook or social media account so that you can check to see if their person is real or if they're real or not. So that's a good tip, guys. So if you're going to date online, ask for their social media so you can go look on their social media, see who their friends are, who they are, where they work, see if they're actually a legitimate person, because you really can tell who they are by looking at their social media. That's, not everybody posts everything accurate, but if you could look online, see who their friends are, see who they are, what they do on a daily basis, you can really, feel for who they are, because there are people out there who will not only do some catfish, like steal someone's identity for their own purposes, which we talked about in another case about online dating we talked about before, where this guy was using this other man he knew's photograph. Sick, right? And he beat the girl to death in his house. It was so sad. And he wrapped that poor girl's body up, put her in a suitcase, and had her stashed somewhere. That's what I'm saying. You got to be careful, y'all. But others, they also create fake profiles with the goal of stealing money from people. That is another issue. They'll try to say, hey, my mom is sick. Can you send me some money or whatever? Western Union. They be doing some weird stuff, y'all. Now, check this out. When we was talking about the sex offenders on these online dating, and there's a lot of them, y'all. There are a lot of them. We keep hearing these stories where they're locking these girls up in the room, beating them and taking advantage of them physically. I mean, the guy about that young girl who was drugged and she died, but they found condoms in her apartment that the officers didn't even check for, and a lubricant and all that stuff in there. I feel like he RAPED'd her, and the cops didn't do their due diligence to check out that information. Okay, it's just too many stories, y'all. So let's check this out, y'all. According to online dating statistics, 10 of all convicted sex offenders of some kind are on online dating sites and apps. Did you see that? 10 of all convicted sex offenders of some kind are on online dating apps. Guys, there are a lot of predators pedophile men on there looking to take advantage of you physically. And it's easy for them to go online because they can hide behind a computer. That's what it makes it so easy for them. And that's why they're attracted to dating sites. So you have to just know that when you're on these apps, you don't know if you're talking to a sex offender on there. So the danger of being approached by a sex offender or meeting up with one is definitely real, although it is still super low, they're saying. But I highly doubt that it's still super low. I've seen way too many stories. Now, we talked about this stealing personal information from you. So this means if you're using an online dating app or website, you will want to make sure to never share any personal information with anyone who you haven't met in person. So I would just use to be honest, I would use like a nickname. I wouldn't use my full name. If you're on a dating app, you just, before you get to know the person and you feel safe, then you can tell them your full name. But I wouldn't give my full name on there, because they try to steal people's personal information and use it for malicious purposes. They over here stealing money, y'all. The last of the online dating dangers is cyber criminals stealing money from you. According to online dating statistics, there are many people on online dating sites, apps, who will ask you to send them money. Now, y'all, I know a lot of y'all smart enough not to send these people money, but there's some people who get involved in their emotions. And the most common of these are the Nigerian scammers, y'all, or similar schemes. These Nigerians, man, they be on every app, I tell you. They be on TikTok, they be on Instagram, they be on Facebook, they be on all the dating apps, y'all, and they always be trying to get you to Western Union them some money. And they're really good at what they do, y'all. So it's a lot of Nigerian scammers on there, and they will scam you and ask you for money for a reason that might first seem to be credible. They're so good too, guys. They are so convincing. And if you are gullible, you will fall for it. You will fall victim to it. There's some people who lost thousands upon thousands of dollars from these scams because they were so desperate for love. So just remember, never, ever, 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 ever send money to anyone unless you have met them in person. Just don't send them money. They shouldn't be asking you for money. It should be a red flag. If you met somebody online and they're already asking you for money, that should be a red flag. Nobody who's just meeting you and just starting to get to know you should be asking you for money. If you hear them asking for money, block them immediately. I'm sorry, just block them, because that's a scam. You shouldn't be meeting somebody for the first time or just starting to talk to them and they're already trying to get in your pocket. For real? Are you serious? So yeah, they have some other ones on here, guys, about dangers. Now they say how to decrease the danger of online dating. Let's check it out. What they are saying is, well, how are they going to say? They got like, you can learn about the solutions of Tinder, Bumble provide to keep you from online dating dangers. So they got Tinder safety features and the Bumble private detector. So let's check out what Tinder got to say. Hold on, let's see what Tinder. This is weird. This is not. No, this is not Tinder. Search for media accounts. I don't know what this is, y'all. I clicked on it and it didn't. I guess Tinder has safety features and Bumble has a private detector feature that you can use. You can send pictures on Bumble plus Bumble private detector, and they will show you in this blog how you can send the pictures in the Bumble message, and they can expose whether it's a legitimate person. Wow. So make sure before you get on that dating app, y'all, make sure you look at the safety features involved on the dating app and apply it. You have to be more cautious than you probably have before, because there's a lot of predators online. It's just really dangerous in this day and age. So you want to just do your research, y'all. Okay. Hi, Shannon. Hi, love. She said a lot of predators use online dating to get a mother for her children. Girl, for real. They be on there for all kinds of reasons. Money, trying to get a green card, trying to get sex from you or violate you. It's crazy. Google was my idea. Says all these dating apps are pure trash. Please stay clear away from them because you could end up 6 feet under. Girl, you right though. I don't be doing them dating apps. I'm sorry. Okay. Google was my idea. Said, thank God I'm broke. No money for me. Okay. Okay. The Lord said all things will work out for those. Okay. But that worked out because she's like, you're not going to get any money from me. They even have a dating site for married people who cheat. Are you serious? It's called Ashley Madison. I didn't even know that. Guys, even the Christian dating sites have a lot of predators on there. Just because it's a religious site, it's not all good. Them Christian sites are a mess. Shannon said, I'm single, but no dating apps for me. Love your channel. Oh, I love you too, Shannon. I love you. Oh, and she's from Australia. Oh my gosh. Welcome from Australia. I love it. That is so wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for watching, Shannon. Google was my idea says, yes, a lot of crazy people in this world. Girl, there is too many. I am done with online dating. I haven't done it in 2 years, though. I'm not going back, though, after all this stuff. Leave these dating apps alone. I love Google was my idea. She's so blunt and truthful. Are y'all that lonely? A hard head makes a soft ass. It's true, though. Guys, if you have been watching my channel, I've been covering a lot of these online dating stories. I've been trying to tell y'all to be careful. I'm going to make me a playlist about the ones I've done in the past to make it easier for you to find it. But y'all, stay off the online dating. You just meet somebody organically. If you want to meet somebody, go to one of those cool clubhouses or the professional arenas or if you're into church and you want to find a religious man, go to the religious workshops that they have at their churches. They'll have like a Bible study workshop or whatever they be having, women's or men's retreats and stuff. Go to those stuff because you'll meet a nice, good, solid partner and you can actually meet them up front. If you go online, there's so many predators on there because they know they can hide behind a screen. 9 times out of 10, you're going to come across some sicko on there and you have to sift through so many of these profiles to get to a good person. It's like finding a needle in a freaking haystack. Don't do it. That poor girl, man, she's never going to be the same, but I'm glad she's alive. This case ended way better than the other cases that I've talked about regarding online dating. So I'm at least happy that I can say she's alive. Because y'all, the other ones I covered on this page or this channel has been very, very sad. These young ladies have ended up 6 feet under, y'all. So at least we have one good outcome is that she's alive. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Be safe out there. I love all of you and take care, my beautiful people.